So when we're ready to wire up, we start with the barrel, and I usually get a Q-tip and douse some rubbing alcohol on it and then just stick it in. So for example, this tip definitely needed to be cleaned, and if you are fencing foil or if you're just doing regular maintenance or even fencing FA, once a week, once every 2 weeks, take a Q-tip and go ahead and clean that out and give it a minute or two to air. While that is drying, we're going to take our blade, lock it into the vise here, lock it in with the groove side towards me. There, you can see we're right there. And we're going to put just a couple of drops of some standard thread lock that you can get from the Home Depot, or you can order it from any of the manufacturers. And we're going to take a good foil wire. Here we're using a German wire for this blade, so we will unwrap it. And feed it through the barrel before we tighten it on to the blade. So here's our wire. We're going to give it a little straightening pull. Feed your wire into the top of the barrel. And make sure it comes out. So, with a little bit of the wire out of the barrel, you don't want to put it all the way in and twist. We're going to feed the wire into the groove and then start tightening the barrel onto the blade. And you want to be able to pull, you can see that wire, so it's not totally locked in. If you close too much, you'll pinch the end of the blade and constrict the wire, and it's more likely to break. The thread lock is going to keep that barrel from twisting too much. I'm going to relock that down. There. And now when I lock, I'm only going to tighten enough to get a little torque on the blade, so I don't over tighten, and every little rotation I want to make sure that that wire is still not getting crimped. And there, I'm getting a little torque on the blade, so I'm done. I don't want to over tighten the barrel. And now I can start to feed that wire in. When you get the cup of the contact just into the barrel, just take your standard screwdriver and lightly push and pull until it's there, set at the base. Once our contact is in, we're going to just feed the wire into the groove, and for foil this is nice because you just have one wire. I'm going to set the wire down past the flat part of the tang into the threads, pinch it, and start to wind it around. So this will give us the appropriate level of tension. So once that is set, then I'm going to go ahead and bend it using I'm using this chain with the cups at the end. We have one of these here at the club. Brad has one, and we can get more or make more. It is not a complicated device. I'm going to create the bend in the foil. There. So we've got the bend in our foil set, and we're ready to put the glue down. So I'm going to start by locking this into the vise again. I'm going to reposition this from time to time. And the camera, we may need a different camera or close-up. We already have the thread lock there, so I don't need to worry about gluing anymore. I'm going to take my Zap CA. This is very fast acting, so it is not forgiving. And we'll do another video on using Cement It, which is a slower glue. So the Zap CA, I'm going to start up at the top. It usually takes 3 to 4 drops on here. And once you set a drop in, you watch the glue run down. We'll see if we can get it on camera here. As the glue comes down the wire, you're going to see it change color as it goes from that light blue color to a dark blue, which looks wet. And remember, this sets in 7 to 10 seconds, so it's not going to take long for it to set. And at this point, I'm going to mount you back up. So I'm fairly confident that the top there is set. I'm going to loosen this up. You want to make sure that no glue goes into the barrel, because if you get anything sticky that's in there, it'll gum up your tip and be impossible to really work with. So we've got, let's put a drop there. All I'm doing is watching how far the glue goes down. And again, you're going to see that light blue insulation become dark blue as it gets wet. And you just need a drop at a time. You don't need to totally lay it on there. And because the set time is so fast with this, it can be ready, within 20 minutes or less. Here we go. If you're at a tournament and you need to do a quick repair, you can use this glue also. Just bend your blade appropriately and set it. You might need to go with something that is a little bit gummier. But the fast-acting glues are great for quick repairs as well as this. And you have to make sure to stop your gluing before you reach the total bottom. Let's see if we can get it on the screen there. Right, before you reach the total bottom of the tang, you don't want any glue running down past there. So if you stop a little sooner, that's fine. I'm just keeping it locked in as much as I can. So one of these bottles of glue should last you a relatively long time.